Gratitude. Gratitude is one of those things where people are not excited to hear about. Nobody's like, yay, let's learn about gratitude. It's one of those things where practicing gratitude is, you're never going to want to, so you might as well do it anyway. But I will tell you that gratitude is the thing for me personally that has helped me through so much. Here's what some interesting things about gratitude is that we're naturally wired to think negative. That's just like our go-to because we're trying to protect ourselves. And with gratitude, it's changing the way that you think so that it's more positive focused. And studies have found that it releases all these wonderful endorphins and literally changes the brain. And it's hard to talk about gratitude when you're going through something very, very difficult. So if you are going through a type of deep struggle, I absolutely do not want to downplay it. But I will tell you that for me practicing it, that when life's big waves hit now, this is my go-to. So there is this wonderful saying. It is my all-time favorite quote by Neil Barringham. And it says, "The grass isn't greener on the other side. The grass is greener where you water it." And so often we miss out on our life because we're looking over the fence at other people's lives and we think that they're fabulous and there's something wrong with us or our life. And that's not the case. So even something as simple, I'll go back to the exercise, is, somebody's super fit and healthy and you wish you were like that, but you're not, like that's just not your build. Or somebody makes all kinds of money and you're struggling financially. If you take and look at your life, my question to you is, how well are you watering that area of your life? The grass isn't greener there, it's greener where you water it. So if you want to work on your finances, can you take the next 20, 30 days and write out a budget and come up with a plan to help yourself? Or can you do the same like with fitness? It's like, I'm never going to want to, so might as well do it anyway. And start watering that area, the exercise area of your life. When it comes to gratitude, people think, what do I have to be thankful for? I mean, don't you see what I'm going through? And here's the trick. When life is really bad, you have to go small, very, very small. The tiniest things that you have to be grateful for. So for me, the fact that I can walk is a miracle. So there are days where I wake up and one of the things that I'll say to myself, my legs work. And it brings me joy when I think about that because my life could have looked very different had I not been able to walk. I think about, I get to see, spend time with my children when they're fighting and being annoying. And I will say to myself, I'm alive and I get to witness this. I get to witness their meltdowns. Like it's something to be grateful for because it almost didn't happen. And so sometimes it's like, what do I have? Like, do my hands work? Do my legs work? Do I have food? Do I have my lights on? Just start very, very small. How I like to do a journal, a gratitude journal, and it's very simple. It's 4 sections, and these are the things that you can answer every day. And these are the questions. What is good about myself? So you can take that and go through and say, these are my strengths. This is what I'm gifted at. Or, what's good about myself? I'm funny. Or I have my health. Like I'm able to work. Those things that's good about yourself. What is good about yourself? Those are things to be grateful for, your giftings. The next one is what people in my life am I grateful for? If you have good coworkers, or your family's a little tricky, right? But if you have positive people in your life, think about that and write that down every morning. The next one is, what resources do I have available? And what that means is, resources that I have available is I have a body that's a resource. If I have a job, that's a resource. If I have money in the bank account, that's a resource. If I have food in my refrigerator, that is a resource. So what resources do you currently have to be grateful for? Because if you have your own toothbrush or a light bulb, you are richer than 90% of the rest of the world. That's something to be grateful for. And then finally, the fourth section is what struggles do I have in my life that I'm learning from? Like, what am I learning through the struggle? So that when you're going through the struggle, you're not focused on all the negative and the hard work and everything it takes to get through that struggle. You're learning lessons from it. And that's so important when it comes to failure, which we will talk about in another video. But when it comes to failure and it comes to struggles, just really taking that mindset of what am I learning through this experience that I know I can now utilize. So like a negative one would be, maybe the lesson that I learned is I'm never going to trust people. Okay, that's not positive. So you don't want to do that. But if you're going through a struggle, like what lessons have I learned with a negative relationship is, I need to be more careful in the people I choose to have in my life. That's a positive in the struggle that you're currently facing. So again, those 4 questions are: what is good about myself? What people do I have in my life to be thankful for? What resources do I have? And what am I learning from my current struggles?